One of the things about OIP is that we've got this huge room at the law school. Everybody's working sort of in the same space. Throughout the whole office, we have boxes piled everywhere from cases that are currently active and being investigated. The box of Gary Reese. This is Evan King. That's Chris Bennett, the East Cleveland 3. And this is Clarence Elkins right here. There are many, many boxes on Clarence Elkins. This is just one box. So like everyone, it's been difficult with the pandemic having to work remotely, but it hasn't changed our effort at all. The pandemic has increased our work. We had high-risk clients who were innocent in prison, requiring us to file motions to try to get them out and speed up the court process. Thanks to the support of all of you, we've had 2 exonerations, both that occurred during the pandemic. We have our breakfast every year in May, which is our time we get together and get to see all of you. We appreciate that support we get every year. It's our biggest fundraiser for OIP. Because of COVID-19, we weren't able to get together this year, so we've put together this little presentation that outlines what we've done in the past year since we were last able to get together and some of our successes even during this time of the pandemic. It's bad enough to be innocent and in prison in any circumstances, but to be in prison innocent and a sitting duck for a deadly virus is much worse. The court systems move slow and the virus moves quickly. It's heightened our need for emergency action even more.
I spent 7.5 years locked up behind bars for a crime I did not commit.
I served 20 years for a crime that I didn't commit.
I served 15 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit.
I served almost 30 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit.
Being free means the world to me. Being back with my family, being with my wife, my kids.
For them to bring me home, to bring me back to my children and my grandchildren after so many years.
I never even thought there was people like you guys. I thought nobody cared. And I said to myself, there's truly people with beautiful hearts.
I was giving my life back. Now I'm able to celebrate 2 birthdays. The day my mother gave birth to me and the day that the Ohio Innocence Project helped me walk out of prison.
Actually, just a couple of days ago was my 10th year anniversary. I think about what the Ohio Innocence Project did for me pretty much every time I wake up.
If it wasn't for the Ohio Innocence Project, I believe I'd still be in prison right now.
Records show at least 41 Ohio prison inmates have died of COVID-19.
When the pandemic hit, we kicked it into high gear, filing emergency motions, trying to get the courts to move quickly. We were able to get 2 of our clients out. Sadly, one of our clients who we believed is innocent, Carlos Ridley, passed away because of COVID-19. We had this text thread with everybody in the office. Donald was letting us know that he was in the hospital and in critical condition, and then that he passed. You have somebody who you believe is innocent, who's been fighting just for DNA testing to prove it. The system is so slow that this person ends up dying, never gets a chance to prove their innocence. That's not what we want to see, and so we've done everything we can, and we're going to continue doing everything we can to not only bring freedom to our clients, but safety.
More than 4,300 inmates have tested positive statewide, and nearly 500 staff members are included.
Your donations are greatly needed in this time that we're going through in the world. They change lives, they save people's lives. I could never thank them enough for what they've done for me. There's no way.
I want to thank all the donors. Thank you for your generosity.
They gave me my freedom back. They gave me my life back. They gave me my family back.
They put families and lives back together.
They gave me my freedom.
Please help the Ohio Innocence Project.
A necessary organization and an important organization.
The greatest nonprofit the state has.
People should definitely continue to support and donate.
I pray that the Ohio Innocence Project always has the means to save lives.
It's just so important for these donations now at this time.
To be able to give a piece back, it feels so incredible to those who need it.
They're such an important organization and they change people's lives forever.
This is what I love about freedom and what the Ohio Innocence Project done for me.
The Chris Smith case was a really unusual case for me because it was my wife's case, Michelle Berry.
12 years ago, when Chris got convicted, I broke down, couldn't even get up to leave the courtroom. Chris got taken away, And I got to see him in the county jail later that night, and I promised him that there's no way that I would stop working on the case until he was free.
The prosecutors and police have an obligation to turn over all exculpatory information before trial. They didn't turn over all the DNA results until after the trial was over, which showed exactly what Chris was saying all along, that somebody else is the one who committed this crime.
There's not a single day that I did not think about this case. I thought about all that Chris had lost in those 12 years. His mom died. He didn't get to see her before she died.
Being at her funeral from a jail phone, guys knew what I was going through, and they made noise deliberately to disturb me just paying the respects for my mom at a funeral.
You mean they made noise just to mess with you?
To go to her funeral.
I thought about his children growing up without a father and his first grandson being born while he's still locked up.
No one really told me that my dad was wrongfully convicted. My dad didn't even talk about his conviction or anything like that. It was always, whenever I would talk to him on the phone, he wouldn't even bring it up or anything like that. It would be more of a, how are you doing, son?
How you doing, son?
I'm doing
I
good.
love you, man.
Love you
and
too.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I just need you to always know that. I just look forward to coming home and me and you coming together and making the best of the time that we have. We have the opportunity at some point to sit down and talk, and you will know who your father really is. You will know that I love you more than anything in this world.
Hearing his voice is one thing, but being with him in person, talking to him in person, doing things with him, that's something that I really want to happen, like, really quickly. And I also want him to be here to, like, see his grandson grow up. First steps, first words, things like that.
Soon, he's going to be finally reunited with his family, and finally, this is going to be corrected.
Hey, so Ruhlman ordered his release and he's getting out in a couple hours. Yes, Karan's here. Finally, a happy phone call to make.
I get to keep my promise to Chris. It's a happy, happy day.
Oh my God, I was in there sleeping, I just heard him.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I can't even give you a hug. I'm not allowed.
I guess a fist pump or air hug or something. Oh my God. Oh my God, let me grab my shoes. Oh my God.
Chris.
I didn't even know you was down here. Is Karan here too?
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, he's. Oh my God. Chris.
Nah, you gotta give me a hug.
You're officially in the club, Chris. You're an exoneree now. We have your sweatshirt.
This is your father on the phone, standing outside, fresh air, Karan, Michelle, and I'm free. For real, but I'm free. I'm for real. Like, I'm not done. It's time to close. It's time to move on, right? You daddy here tonight. I'm here to lead. I'm here. Let's go.
Chris has been an inspiration to me throughout the 12 years.
My story is going to change lives. It's going to change the system. It's going to save lives.
He's going to go on and do great things as someone representing the Ohio Innocence Project.
Look at how slowly our criminal justice system moves and how many years it takes us to free an innocent person.
So we're up here, we're at Richland Correctional now, and it's now Tuesday. We're still waiting for him to be released.
The case is so old that even just figuring out what happened is a challenge. We had to go to the county archives just to find the trial transcripts.
It was one of the worst examples of police misconduct I've ever seen in terms of suppressing evidence.
Isaiah had maintained his innocence 100% for 45 years.
This is Brian Howard. I'm the attorney for Mr. Andrews.
Okay. Because of the virus, we are not releasing people right away. So either way, it'll be tomorrow. We just don't know which way to go just yet.
It's doubly tragic to have your wife murdered and then spend 40 years of your life in prison over it.
46 years in prison for murder he didn't commit. The real perpetrator remains free, and here he committed many similar crimes against women in the future that would have been prevented had the right person been focused on from the beginning.
So it's Wednesday. Just got word that the last of the obstacles, I think, should be resolved now. So we're hoping that he's going to get out again in the next hour or two. I know I've said that before, but this time I think it may be real.
I think actually he didn't recognize me at first when he comes up, and I told him, let's get out of here. And he kind of chuckled and he said, I thought you were the warden. I guess because I've got the beard now and he didn't recognize me with the suit.
What was it like walking up that front door?
Oh man, new life. I'm truly grateful. And I never thought this day would ever come. But finally justice was done. And the Innocence Project truly was marvelous.
What's it like seeing the lake for the first time?
It was like new life. Something moving, something real.
One of the things that we've always tried to do is give aftercare treatment to our exonerees. Most of them come out with various forms of PTSD, and they need help sort of reintegrating into society.
This is my story. This is my story.
Donna Mayerson, who's a psychologist here in town and been a longtime supporter of OIP and her family's foundation, the Mayerson Foundation, have been doing fantastic work with therapy and counseling for our clients.
Trouble and struggle, yeah.
A couple months ago, they had a weekend music therapy retreat where our exonerees were able to work with Grammy-winning artists to write songs about their experiences and to really express themselves in ways they hadn't been able to do before. Our exoneree, Chris Miller, his wife Lena, she stayed with him and raised their kids. She had to be mother, father. She had to play every single role throughout his 17 years of wrongful incarceration.
All the days that I have waited, all the roles I had to play.
I just thought it was incredibly beautiful and moving.
Mother, father, sister, friend, and when can I breathe again? Stop going through the motions, stop all this worrying and breathe again. Because we deserve to live again. I see your face right here beside me, and I know that you won't leave again. And we can breathe again. We can breathe again.
Called On the Sea of Misery,
Dean Gillespie, I mean, it was actually music that got him through the 20 years of wrongful incarceration.
found my place in this space to kill another day, trying to pass the time to stay alive.
He would listen to the same inspirational songs before going to sleep, just to clear out all the crap that he saw during the day from his head so that he could sleep and start the day anew.
Freedom, sweet freedom, don't miss it till you need it. Like a man is thirsty but finds a poison well.
Songs are the most meaningful things to him.
All I did was stand in line, doing 20 years, living in hell.
Now he's been able to come out and tell his story in the same format. You know, Nancy Smith, just such an amazing person, spent all those years in prison. She was a single mom, separated from her children.
I could talk about faith and forgiveness. I could talk about hearing the call. I didn't know just how much I'd have to live it inside those walls.
When I would go visit her in prison, she would just be in absolute agony. It was almost impossible to get through the meeting because she was so desperate for help and crying. I remember on one occasion, I had felt so much pressure driving back from prison that I started getting sick and I had to pull off to the side of the road because I felt the chances of
leaving Marysville behind me every day, praying that I always will slip a little further away.
To see her write a song about her healing process and how she's able to leave it behind. The song is about leaving Marysville, which is a prison, and how every day she wakes up and it's further and further in her rearview mirror. I can't imagine what it was for her, but it's incredibly touching for me. The exonerees who went through this experience and were able to write these songs and draw into themselves, dig something out of themselves that they haven't been able to in any other format or through any other means was really rewarding to see. I mean, the texts I was getting the following Monday after the music retreat of appreciation and just text saying like, that was the most meaningful, helpful experience that I've ever gone through. Thank you so much for that. Again, this is something that no other Innocence Project has been able to do. We're just so thankful to the Mayerson Foundation and to Donna.
No more shackles, no more chains, no more riding on that midnight train. I am free. I am now. I am now.
I'll now call on Pierce Reed to come forward to testify.
The reason my job exists is to be a bit more proactive. Thank you for allowing the Ohio Innocence Project to provide testimony this morning in favor of Substitute Bill 277 here in the House. We know there are so many people who have been wrongfully convicted, so we want to devote the majority of our resources to helping them find freedom. But we also know that we're never going to succeed if all we can do is find people who have already been wrongfully convicted.
We think this is a very sound bill. It has been endorsed by the Ohio Innocence Project.
Last year, we worked hard defending our new law on compensation for people who were wrongfully convicted.
please vote yes in concurrence. Also, this is a wonderful bill, and I thank you.
Prepare and proceed to vote.
The policy and reform efforts can help prevent wrongful convictions from occurring in the first place, like our bill pending now.
House Bill 277 is a pivotal step towards ensuring accountability in the criminal justice system and access to justice for every Ohioan.
Under our proposed bill, law enforcement agents in Ohio would be required to record by audio means the interrogation.
We can make sure that no one is forced to confess to any offense they did not commit.
The question is, should the bill pass? 92 affirmative votes, no negative votes, therefore having received the required constitutional majority, the bill is hereby passed and entitled.
We're working hard in the Ohio Senate to try and move the bill forward there and get it onto Governor DeWine's desk for signature by the end of the year. The durable nature of our work is our education work. OIPU is a network of college students that work with faculty and staff members on college campuses to help educate about wrongful convictions. Each spring, we have a tour that brings a speaker to college campuses to understand why wrongful convictions occurred. And this year, we were able to present 3 of our own clients, Derek, Eugene, and Larice, the men people know as the East Cleveland 3.
To be able to gather and hear the stories of somebody who spent 20 years in prison for murder they didn't commit is, I think, life-changing for many of these students.
It sounds so cliched that we just want them to walk in with an open mind, but that's so invaluable for preventing wrongful convictions. All of the work that we do at OIP is important, but none of that work would be possible without the generosity and support that you've shown us at OIP in so many different ways. Thank you for being so generous to us with your time, with your money, and with your thoughts.